I think I have this with to be punctual from my childhood. I wasn't at all when I was a child. My father was very punctual. He was a pedant, and I was very lazy. I was very much dreaming, mixed up dreamings with reality, and I didn't know exactly what happened to me, and time didn't exist. It was quite another time.
Yeah.
Our education was very tough, very hard. The education at that time, in the 20s, here in Sweden, was not to build up free human souls, human beings. It was to create obeying in the hierarchic construction of the society.
Who was at the top?
God, of course. God was in the top, and then the king, and then the father, and some steps under the father was the mother, and then the teachers, and the school, and the elder brother, of course, and then under everybody were the workmen, you know, the nurse. It was terrible, because the children couldn't talk, the children had no rights. The parents could never admit they had made something wrong.
Parents were always right.
Yes, they were always right, as God, as king. I was very happy. I was very happy, and because I lived in dreams. I was very alone, far away from everything. I built some small puppet theaters, and I played with them. I liked dolls, and I was very peaceful. And then life around me, the darkness, the emptiness of the house, the sunshine, everything could have some magic inside that could be suddenly very unsecure, you know. And suddenly I didn't know if I dreamt things or if they existed. Life could be very strange and very hard and very cruel. And suddenly, you know, the parents came to me and said in a very strange way, "Why did you do that?" And I didn't know why. Or "You have been lying." That was the most difficult thing. They didn't know I had been lying because I had mixed things. I was very interested in the death, and I was very interested in fairy tales and cruel fairy tales. But then later, when I wanted to be free, when I wanted to live my own life, and my parents wanted me to do things, to obey, to discipline me, to learn me the laws of the society. I didn't want to, and I revolted, and I went from home when I was 18 years old, and then I stayed away. Since that day, I stayed away from home.
Did you never contact your parents again?
Yes, after 5 years I contacted them, but it took about 20 years before we were, then, you know, I think I grew up and matured, and suddenly they were human beings, and I loved them because they were not my parents, they were human beings. When I was 6 years old, I saw my first picture, and I remember it, still remember it. It was about a horse.
Yes.
And I would like once in my life again, if it would be possible, just to see that picture.
You've never seen it since?
No. And I still remember a lot of scenes and just pictures, frames. You know, I remember it was such an enormous experience. So I was ill a week.
From emotion?
Yes, from emotion. I had fever, you know, and I had to go to bed, and I cried, and it was an enormous sensation. And then it took 2 years before I saw the next picture. Yes, but that is because he's a marvelous, he or she is a marvelous and exceptional actor. I tell you, we don't see people as stars. we see them as artists, as actors, and actresses, as human beings here in Sweden, because our basis is a repertory theater. I try not to, because the actor is in the front of the camera or on the stage. He or she has all the big problems. If I blow up, if I scream or quarrel, it is very unsuccessful.